the Des Moines area when Raylin started 5th grade in July 2013. We've been in Ankeny ever since. We love it here. We have a dog named Zoe. She's a golden doodle. We like to be outside. We like to travel to our family who's all over the country. It was a typical Friday night. We went to an Ankeny basketball game with friends. Raylin was completely fine, completely normal. And on February 12th, 2019, she woke up, and that's the day our lives changed.
I woke up and I instantly had like shooting pain from my lower back down through my legs. And then I got my mom. My mom saw I was crying, and so she knew it was serious. So we went to the doctor.
They gave her a shot of ibuprofen and did an x-ray. Everything came back fine, so they ended up doing labs. After he got the lab work back, he was concerned and said we needed to go to the ER. So we got to the ER, they repeated x-ray, repeated labs, and then a doctor came in and looked at us and said, well, we think she has a virus or cancer. And we both kind of just were like, what? Monday rolled around, they officially diagnosed her with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, high risk, mainly because of her age. And they started chemo that day. They gave her a shot of chemo in her spine, which immediately released a lot of the pressure that was the cancer cells were pushing on her nerves, and her pain immediately went away. And then from then on, she has been going through treatment.
One of my friends in 5th grade had leukemia, and so 2 of my friends I have now are from 5th grade. She passed away in 5th grade, so I didn't want to. I know that they were going to get really scared when they heard that word. They were so associated with bad memories, and I didn't want to freak them out. When we found out that it was cancer, I told everyone. My grandparents came, and everyone was really supportive. I just remember I was scared, but I knew I had a great support. Like my mom was great, and my grandparents and all my friends were great. So I obviously knew cancer means chemo. So I kind of knew going into it that I was going to be tired. They told me that I was going to be nauseous, and they gave me medicines that we now know by name. And they said I was going to lose my hair, which being a teenager, I feel like, especially being a girl teenager, I had like hair down to like my belly button, and it was curly and really, really thick. So I was really upset about that. I didn't really show that a lot. I kind of just like hid it because I was like, it's gonna grow back, and everyone says, oh, it's just hair, but it still is sad watching like your hair fall out. Like I would like not want to go take a shower because I knew that I'd get out of the shower and brush it, and I'd like pull out clumps, and like as a teenager, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go to school. Like, what are people gonna think when I don't have hair? Like, I don't want to have to wear a hat all the time or a wig. And I was like, just kind of nervous about other people's opinions, but then kind of get over that. So
I didn't know chemotherapy wasn't more than one drug. So I learned a lot about chemotherapy and the different types of medicine. Raylin unfortunately had a couple very rare side effects. She developed pancreatitis, and as a result of that, lost 60% of her pancreas. She had to go to Mayo 6 times to get stents put in because she developed pockets of fluid that were causing lots of pain. So that delayed treatment a little bit. Another scary, uncommon side effect that she had was methotrexate toxicity, which mimics stroke. So Raylin one day kind of was acting a little weird, very standoffish, but being the mother of a teenager, you kind of never know if they're just being a teenager or it was a side effect. Raylin had taken a nap, and she had woken up, and I said, are you feeling okay? And she just kind of blankly looked at me. She texted me a few minutes later saying, Mom, I can't talk. And I knew by the look in her eyes, and she was terrified. I called the doctor. The doctor knew exactly what was going on. We went to the ER, but she had developed lesions on her brain that took away her ability to speak, and then the next couple days also took away her vision. And also that week I gave birth to my daughter. So it was a very eventful week. I woke up one morning in Raylin's hospital room and wheeled my wagon to the maternity ward and gave birth, and It was a fun week to say the least. Just hardly ever complained. I don't think she first, not even when she, I mean, I was pregnant, so I cried all the time when she was diagnosed. But I don't think I saw her cry at least until well after 3 or 4 months into treatment when we were at Mayo. She has over a 3.5 GPA and has maintained honor roll throughout this whole thing. She's just been so amazing. She's made being a mom so easy, unlike this one over here. I love you just as much, but she, I mean, she's just been so amazing and makes mom being the best job ever.
So when I got diagnosed, there were several little kids that I was just amazed that they were going through the same thing I was going through, but they didn't have the ability to say, Mom, I feel nauseous, and oh, I don't like the taste of saline because it tastes gross. And just little things like that, they don't have the ability to talk about. And I could just relate to one of the kids I would meet, he was in this hospital the same time I was there for one of my really long stays. And he would always just look at me, and then one day he pointed to his head and looked at me and was like you could realize he realized you don't have hair either. And I just looked at him and smiled because it just made me happy to realize he realized we're the same.
Everybody has messaged us and said, Raylin, you're such an inspiration. And when people ask who Raylin's inspiration is, it's those little kids she just talked about. Those are what motivate and push her because she says, Mom, if they can do it, I can do it. At first it's a lot and it's overwhelming. I feel like you just have to focus on the future. Having my family, my mom, my uncle stayed with us when I was first diagnosed for 5 months, and that he was a huge help. Having my grandparents live close, and my friends would come visit me when I was in the hospital so I wouldn't feel lonely, and stuff like the smallest little things. She's gonna finish high school and finish chemo and have a fresh new outlook and brand new chapter in her life when she starts college. I think this experience for Raylin has made her more mature than she already was, more strong, more appreciative of life, and I think that's something that will be carried with her throughout her life, that she will hopefully pass on to other people's lives that she touches.